Indira Varma, the amazing actress from Game of Thrones, has officially been cast in the Star Wars show Kenobi, coming to Disney+. Now, they haven't revealed anything about the character that she's playing, however, this actually makes me think that her role is going to be something big, and she may even be playing a character that we have seen in the past. And we will be getting into every theory and rumor that is circling around this casting and what this means for the Kenobi show moving forward. But first, as always, before we get started, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars content. Now, let's get into today's video. Okay, so Indira Varma has officially been cast in Kenobi, and for those of you who don't know who she is, or if you're not very familiar with her work, she is best known for her role in Game of Thrones, where she played Alaria Sand, the paramour or lover, basically the unofficial wife of Pedro Pascal's character Oberyn Martell. And the two of them lived a wonderful life, and they had a great relationship, and they lived happily ever after. Anyway, such a great show. It's so upbeat, so cheerful. But in all seriousness, Thrones showcased her incredible abilities as an actor, so I am beyond excited to see what she is portraying or how she'll do in Kenobi. Not to mention that because the character she is playing is still under wraps or they're not releasing any details about her, it leads me to believe that she is playing someone important and someone who we have seen before. Like, if she was just playing some no-name person, then they would have said so, like, yeah, she's playing some random person on Tatooine, and that's it, here you go, here's her name, and whatever backstory or anything like that. I mean, it would be kind of lame if they just brought her in and it wasn't anything. Anyway, but I think that she's going to be portraying someone awesome, someone that we know, like maybe Duchess Satine. Now, I know, Satine isn't around anymore. But who's to say that we won't be getting any flashback scenes? They've already cast Hayden Christensen to reprise his role as Darth Vader, but they could very easily have all of them don their old Clone Wars armor and give us some live-action Clone Wars scenes with General Kenobi, General Skywalker, and Duchess Satine. Now, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. But the idea of having yet another layer added to these character storylines is just great to think about. I would give anything to see Obi Wan and Satine have another scene together. I mean, really, I'd give anything to see some live-action Clone Wars stuff. I mean, I would love to see Ewan in that getup. I would love to see Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker wearing that stuff, and them just kind of fighting with live-action clones and everything. I mean, we need an official Clone Wars movie, but besides the point. Now, I don't know how this flashback is going to happen. I mean, maybe Kenobi is sleeping and he has a flashback to simpler times before he failed Anakin and, the Jedi are destroyed. To times where it was just him and Satine and things were not so complicated. I mean, Liam Neeson has also been cast to play Qui-Gon Jinn as well, so they could have a flashback scene, like, way in the past. When Obi Wan Kenobi and Satine were first, kind of falling in love on Mandalore. Although I think Ewan and Indira may be a little too old to play the roles of teenage Obi-Wan and Satine. So I think that era may be off the table. But they could still have a scene with them as adults like we saw in the Clone Wars. Plus, she is great at sitting in chairs. I mean, she sat in so many chairs in Game of Thrones. So she would be perfect for the role of the Duchess. I mean, just sitting down and ruling while being awesome and barking orders at people and, being manipulative and all that stuff. Anyway, I think that she could do it. Another character that she could play would be Bariss Offee. Barriss's story is still open-ended. I mean, in Legends, she is killed on Felucia during Order 66, and in canon, well, there's nothing that is technically confirmed yet. I mean, even though they say that she comes back to the Jedi Order and they forgive her after everything that she did. Yeah, I know, they forgive her, super lame. But in canon, her story isn't finished yet. Or at least it can still be told. I personally think that she becomes an Inquisitor. I made a whole theory/fanfic video about this, so you guys should go check that out. But basically, she becomes an Inquisitor after Order 66 and is actually the first sister, who hasn't been named in canon yet, by the way, so the role is still open. Now, I think that she could rock this role. I mean, she's manipulative and conniving. She has that, like, sinister look to her. I really think that she could play an Inquisitor, especially if it's Bariss, and do a great job at it. Not to mention that this would allow her to play a character whose story is open-ended, so they could really take the character or the story anywhere they want. Plus, having Bariss Offee involved in Kenobi and as an Inquisitor would be incredibly entertaining. It would be yet another reminder to Kenobi of the failure of the Jedi Order, and if Bariss fell to the dark side and became an Inquisitor, then this means that her and Vader would both be out looking for Kenobi. And there is supposed to be a rematch of the century between Obi-Wan and Vader, so maybe Bariss will also be looking for her enemy, which could technically be Ahsoka. You know, maybe Bariss is looking for Ahsoka just as intently as Vader is looking for Kenobi. You know, and all four of them are kind of chasing each other around the galaxy, trying to find one another. You know, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are in hiding, and Bariss and Vader are pursuing them. I think it would be really cool. I mean, Vader hates Kenobi, and Bariss hates the Jedi, which would include Ahsoka. I mean, she has to hate Ahsoka, right? She totally pinned the Jedi Temple bombing on her. I mean, really, it's Barriss's fault that Anakin fell to the dark. Anyway, gosh, my mind is going, like, all over the place right now. I may need to make another theory video about this. Anyway, but yeah, so she could play Bariss, and that would be great. Now, she could also just play some random new character, which, again, would be awesome. I love new characters, bring on all the new characters that we can get, but it would still be cool to see a returning character come and play a role in Kenobi. I mean, if she is playing just a random new character, I would want a little bit of details about what her character would be, you know, at least a name, which, again, I think they would give us if she was a new random character that they were just creating. They would at least give us a name, right? But the fact that they are keeping everything so under wraps and that the details are, you know, very, very limited at this point, it just has me thinking that there is a real chance that they are planning on having her play someone that we already know, and that they want to keep it a secret and have it be a big kind of surprise cameo, just how Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, and Luke Skywalker were in The Mandalorian. But yeah, Indira has been cast, and the show just keeps sounding better and better, and I cannot wait for it to come out. Kenobi is by far the show that I am looking forward to the most. You know, especially with how it's supposedly being run and how it's going to be like 6 episodes, each one being an hour long, and how, I mean, Darth Vader's going to be in it. Hayden Christensen's coming back. I just feel like this show is going to have so much hype surrounding it, and I seriously cannot wait to see how it turns out. Anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked what you saw today, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars content. And remember to forever be a Star Wars fan.